That's 3 bells, which is maybe for 5:30, so we need to get going. All right. To start out, welcome to the Rotary Club of Livermore. I'm so glad to see you all here and all of our honored guests. The first thing we're going to do is have Christine lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Hat etiquette, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, this being my president's year, I get to change things up just a... See, that was a change. Okay, so we will also be doing the 4-way test. And Bob, could you lead us in the 4-way test?
I sure can.
Okay. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Is it beneficial to all concerned? This is supposed to be in everything we do, think, and say. So it's a good way to be and a good way to show the world what Rotary is all about. Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, we have a song. We have a baseball game coming up on Tuesday. The Little League International World Series will be honoring Rotary of Livermore on that day. I will throw out the first pitch, which will be comic relief, if nothing else. Stu asked me today whether I was ready to do that or not. I said, I am accurate but not precise. Which, if you average all my pitches together, they'll be somewhere around the catcher. So anyway, if anyone here is a professional baseball player, please bail me out. All right, but we have a song.
Tell us about it.
It's about baseball, and it's about Cracker Jacks, which is a good...
Tim wanted to say it.
That's okay. Tim wanted to say it? Okay, here's Tim Berry.
Yay!
It's about Cracker Jacks. No, we love having the Little League Intermediate World Series here each summer, right at Max Bear Park here in Livermore. And this is how we celebrate singing this song. We're going to sing it twice through. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, just like.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Finding something that's a Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Root for the home team. If they know that it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out of the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Finding some winners and I don't care. I don't care if I ever get back. Root for the home team. If they don't get the shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out of the old ball game.
Well, we have some great people. And speaking of great people, he was someone I worked with this afternoon. We went into the inner sanctum, the storage shed for Rotary. And,
That's a scary joint.
It's, think Alibaba's cave or something like that. And we did find the banner to put up at the Little League International World Series. Intermediate.
Whoop, oh, sorry, Joe.
So, thinking about the intermediate Little League World Series, you know, it got me thinking about the kids that play in this World Series are just the best kids of that age group in the world. They come from all over. In fact, there's a team coming for the first time ever from Aruba this year. They beat Mexico to get here. So That's pretty cool. But anyway, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, these kids are really great, but there were an awful lot of us who were not really that great at baseball. And this little song is really for them. So. Saturday summers when I was a kid, we'd run to the schoolyard and here's what we did. We'd pick out the captains, choose out the teams. It was always a measure of my self-esteem, 'cause the fastest and strongest played shortstop and first, and the last ones they picked were the worst. I never needed to ask, it was sealed. I just took up my place in right field. Play in right field, it's easy, you know. You can be awkward and you can be slow. That's why I'm here in right field, just watching the dandelions grow. Play in right field can be lonely and dull. Little leagues never have lefties that pull. I dream of the day they hit one my way. They never did, but still I would pray that I'd make a fantastic catch on the run and not lose the ball in the sun. And then I'd awake from my long reverie and pray that the ball never came out to me. Here in right field, it's easy, you know. You can be awkward and you can be slow. That's why I'm here in right field, just watching the dandelions grow. Off in the distance, the game's dragging on. There's strikes on the batter, some runners are on. I don't know the inning, I've forgotten the score. The whole team is yelling, and I don't know what for. Suddenly everyone's looking at me. My mind has been wondering, what could it be? They point to the sky, and I look up above, and the baseball falls into my glove. Here in right field, it's important, you know. You gotta know how to catch, you gotta know how to throw. That's why I'm here in right field, just watching the dandelions grow.
Beautiful.
Outstanding. Okay, we have a lot of kind and valiant volunteers for our front line. Spur reporter, are you spur reporter as well as videographer?
Right.
How can you do both of those things?
Yeah.
Well, you have the video, you can just...
I do one with one hand and the other with the other hand.
Okay, wow. Linda is our spur publisher, Linda Stanford, and photographer is Don Wentz. Try to catch my good side.
Uh-oh.
Okay. We have audio visuals with Dennis O'Brien leading, and our greeter was Sonia Sheffield. Did everyone get greeted? Come in.
Yeah.
We have our fine sergeants at arms, keeping us in order and keeping us from doing silly things. Well, they try. David and Debbie are here tonight, and Sonia is also here. Where's Sonia?
Yeah,
There she is. Oh, she's getting more pizza. All right, good. And videographer again is Tim Berry. Thank you, Tim. Okay, do we have any visiting Rotarians? I didn't see any come in. Okay, so next we have a number of guests. So we're going to introduce our guests next. Remember, wait till the end of the introduction and then give them a hearty round of applause. Tim?
Yes.
Please rise.
All right, I love this.
I'm so happy to introduce my wife, Claudia, who is a retired local school teacher, volunteer for the Symphony and for Croce Elementary School. Claudia, my love.
President Joel, Rotarians, it's my pleasure again to introduce my very special lady, Carol Joyner, who hates being introduced, and I think she's going to become a friend of the club.
Welcome, Carol.
Fellow Rotarians, I would like to introduce my wife, my first wife, Adele.
I'm ready. Here we go. All right, I have 3 people. This is very exciting. I will start with my wife, though, my best friend in the whole world. This is Pam. Tomorrow she leaves me for 4 days to go hang out in Oregon. She's still amazing. But then I want to say Allegra will be introduced later because she is our speaker. But Allegra is wonderful. She has a wonderful husband named Mark. 2 incredibly good-looking children. Mike, I like Mike better. And then Frank, this is Margaret Ann. Margaret Ann is who will call me at 2 in the morning. I will call her back because she is running and helping to run CityServe. She's absolutely amazing. If there's issues going on in this community, she's aware of it, and she's doing a wonderful job. I'm so thankful for Margaret Ann and all the other 2 right here.
Okay, President Joel and fellow Rotarians, I also have 3 people at my table. I'd like to start off with, to my left, if you would like to stand, please. We have Tony Lamoche. He is our new superintendent of the Livermore Joint Unified School District. He's here this evening to check us out.
Oh, you mean I have to behave?
There, yeah, Sheila behave. Okay, and next I have Haley and Vivian, and they're with Synergy Home Care, if you ladies would stand. So these ladies work for a company that provides care for individuals in their home, not necessarily medical, but everything else. So if you need someone to help take someone to a doctor's appointment, or just spend some time with a family member, they do this service. They try to interview and have someone that's within like a 6-mile radius of your home. So you get to know these people. So they provide an amazing service, and they also too are checking us out. So welcome.
I know no one's ever met Walt before, but I would like to introduce again my partner, Walt Wharton.
Okay. Any more visitors? Okay, let's see. Brag and boast. Now usually the president of the club assumes that other club members will do their brags, but I have a brag this week. On Saturday night, Mary Martha and I were up in Mendocino, and I sang with a chorale, and we did Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, Fourth Movement, the Ode to Joy, and that's something I've been listening to for decades now, and it was such a rush to sing it. So here's, do you have the, there you are, okay. So when you do a brag, $20 in the bucket.
All right.
Or in my pocket. Does that include tip?
Okay, Alan, you can audit him. All right. Okay, any other brags? Kathy.
I'd like to brag about it on behalf of the person that did this. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, I had an appointment at Kaiser, and I'm walking in Dublin. Walking in, there's a farmer's market there, and he said, Pat, we'll just check that out when we come out. And so we went around and picked out some things, went to check out. And a woman was just finished checking out, and I put my stuff on the scale, and she said, oh, would you mind, I just want to purchase. And I said, oh, go ahead, we'll take our stuff off the scale. And she says, no, I want to buy your groceries. And I said, really? You're really going to do that? And she said, oh yeah. She says, I have a gift card and it's going to expire, so I just want to spend everything that's left on it. So that was a really lovely story. Nobody's ever done that before for me, ever. So I'm bragging on her behalf.
So it's a brag, it's a little sad, but it's positive. So recently, it takes a long time. My aunt of 94 years had passed away on Monday. And so my uncle, who's 98, still very active, still lives off of Vancouver, drives, careful on the road. But anyway, my uncle wanted to clean out things out of the garage. So we've been doing that, and I have to give this brag is kind of in a way, as like Kathy said, for somebody else. I was taking things over to that, what is that, Shepherd's Gate and Tri-Valley Haven, and I've not donated stuff lately. And those people are so gracious. Well, I have to say my aunt has some pretty nice stuff. But they took everything and they were so kind. And I don't know if you donate a lot of stuff, but those places are so amazing. And I am so hopeful that they'll be able to make some money to help the community. But at the end of the day, they treated me very, very, very nicely. And I'm impressed with what they do there. So my brag is for these organizations that do good for the community. Oh, my aunt and uncle. So my aunt that passed away was Nancy Sacco. My uncle is Dan Sacco. They were both born and raised here in Livermore. They met when she was 14, he was 17, and they were married for 77 years. Wow.
I don't know who remembers, but my grandson, Blake Lobach, was in a hip-hop competition in Las Vegas in early July. He was awarded Mr. Revolution for his solo performance, and he received a trophy that was taller than he was.
Okay, are we done with brags? Thank you. We have another brag. Bob.
Yeah, I got a call yesterday from my grandson.
Use the mic, please.
I got a call from my grandson who's studying to be a pilot, commercial pilot at Auburn University, and he just passed his instrument check ride, which is not an easy thing to do. Yeah. So I'll be glad to donate 20.
Well, that went well. Okay. Well, you know, I'm hoping for $40 a week. That was $100 if you include mine. So, all right. Announcements. Stu, let's start off with the sign up for the Little League Intermediate World Series.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, the World Series actually starts on Sunday of this coming Sunday. But we, the Rotary Club, will be serving lunch for the players, the coaches, and the umpires on Tuesday, the 4th, from 11 to 1 p.m. And we would love it if we could find about 8 volunteers who would like to come and help us serve lunch. I'll be there, Joel.
Yep.
Joel will be there.
Sheila
will be there.
It's easy duty and it's a lot of fun seeing
I
all
have a
these
sign-up
kids
list
from
right
other
here,
countries and from all parts of the United States. Yep, so.
Okay, I have a sign-up list and I'm going to pass it around.
And
that is Tuesday from 11 to 1.
11 to 1.
11 to 1.
They want us there at 10:45.
And it's at Max Bear?
Max Bear Park. You can park on the parking lot at Murdell Lane and walk in, and you cannot miss the large white tent that will be serving food in. Don't even have to guess. You'll see it.
Okay, so sign up for that and we'll help out, help those preteens and early teens eat. which is something they don't need help with. Okay, another thing coming up, it's a very busy week next week. Oh, go ahead, Margaret. Oh, Margaret. That's
I know,
right.
aren't y'all tired of hearing from me?
You asked if I could
So
give
for
you an
those who
announcement.
don't know, I am now doing service. And I want to see some new faces. I love our standbys that will step in at every turn no matter what. But I want you on this sheet. So anyone who hasn't volunteered for club service, I've got it with me. You can sign up for anything between now and the end of the year. We're talking thought for the day, we're talking greeter, we're talking videographer, we're talking photographer, whatever floats your boat.
Remember, Thought for the Day is your chance to get up on the podium here and pronounce things to us.
Exactly. So
And
the sign-up sheet is still online.
And
But
especially-
I want new people.
Especially if you're new to the club, greeter is a great way to meet everybody. So
Exactly. And I'm going to change our awards a little bit. You know, it's historically been whoever does the most. Well, the same people do the most. So what I'm going to do is change it into a drawing. And of the volunteers for the month, we'll do a drawing for gift cards. So if you don't volunteer, you're not in that drawing. So come see me.
Okay, we've had a lot of people sign up for next week's Maryland Avenue Back to School barbecue. Basically, we cook hot dogs for 700 people. And the sign-up list is mostly filled out, but we could use a couple more signatures. So I'm going to pass yet another clipboard. If you have more than 3 clipboards at a Rotary meeting, I think they implode and create a fist-on mess. But there you go. Start that over there because Stu's starting his over here. And now we're going to celebrate those Rotarians with birthdays and anniversaries. Trudy, do you want to say anything?
Okay. So if you were lucky enough to be born in August, is that right? Yep. August. I'm just checking because my husband's one of them, so I was just making sure I knew his birthday. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with birthdays. TJ, August 5th. Trish Monroe, August 8th. I don't think she's here. Okay. Norm, August 15th.
Didn't see Norm here.
Okay. David Barnes, August 23rd. Chris Icing.
Yes, he's here.
August 30th. And Monia Lane.
She's here.
Also August 30th. So maybe you guys were twins. And Jen, I'm not going to say this last name right. Tate. Tate?
Yeah.
Okay, that messed me up. There's a TH on it. August 31st. So, all right, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. All right, so now we're into anniversaries. All right. And we're going to go in order of when they happen, not how many years you actually are married. So, Dale and Kara Miller, August 2nd, 63.
Dale's not here tonight.
Okay. Roxana Mohammed, I know she's not here, but 29 years. Patty and Irv, okay. 53 years on August 4th. Niall and Jean, August 6th, 38 years. Tim and Claudia, August 14th, 50 years. I know you were only like 2 or 3 when you got married. Okay, Stu and Diane, August 15th, 45 years. Paul and Jill McCandless, I don't think they're here, but 31 years on August 17th. Lance and Athena Cavallari, August 18th, 41 years. Carolyn Siegfried and Chris, 42 years on August 18th. Marianne and Jim Hannon. Okay, that would have been 66 years.
Wow.
And Mike and Anita, 35 years on August 24th. And last but not least, Linda and Larry Stanford, August 31st, 35 years.
When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, will you still be sending me a Valentine? Birthday greetings, bottle of wine. If I went out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Okay, where are we going next? Push the button. Okay, we already mentioned this. We get the Little League Intermediate World Series. And please sign up to help out with lunch. And to not take videos of me while I'm pitching. Okay, golf. Mike, you want to say anything about the golf event? Do you have enough volunteers?
Yes, we do, and I thank everyone that volunteered. We're good to go. We're hoping it's not going to be too windy tomorrow. But other than that, we will have fun, and we didn't get as many entrants as we like, but we got a lot of good sponsors.
Okay.
More than we probably thought, and some good other items, so I think we're going to at least make our minimum. So,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. And wait, you're still up, because we have the mystery dinner. So this is a Rotary tradition that goes back quite a few years.
Wonderful opportunity to have a night out with a special friend or on your own, doesn't matter. And you don't have to do any planning other than arriving at 5:45 to the parking area next to Simone Bakery, and then the rest will happen. You just come dressed for cold, warm, hot, in other words layered, because you don't know where you're going, in or out, up or down, but it will be fun. It's $41 per person, plus whatever you choose to eat or drink.
Okay.
So hopefully, I've got a few openings still. I'll hang around a little, or Anita will, and you can sign up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Oh, we have a committee announcement here. This is from Linda.
Yeah, no, I think we already did it last week, but we're doing it again. I just want to thank everyone who has submitted their name for the grant committee. It has been many new faces, so we're Roland and I are excited to welcome some more, and you'll hear more information about the grants and the timelines come August. So thank you all for volunteering.
If you know anyone who needs such a grant, just go to the Rotary Club of Livermore website, and there's right on that front page the link to the application for the grants, and you can become a sponsor of someone in town who needs a grant up to $600. Sheila.
You know, I just wanted to say, I know we have like a minute, but being on the mini grant committee is a really great committee because you have an opportunity to help make a difference. We work with the schools and nonprofits. It's not that big of a deal. You sponsor a school, they send in a grant, you get a little information so you can speak on their behalf at the meeting. But it's a real feel-good thing to help these people, help our students, help our schools, help nonprofits. So if you've got a few minutes, we only meet, what, 3 times a year? I mean, it's not a big commitment.
Sheila,
Yeah.
it's the #1 club in this committee.
It's the #1 committee.
You will see Tony if you're part of this.
There you go. Thank you, President.
Roland, you need to be more outgoing.
Come out of your shell.
Okay, so August is National Pure Water Month, or National Water Purity Month, and so Sarah Palmer, who's in our morning club, the Rotary Club of Livermore Valley, is also in Zone 7 water. Of course, so is Alan now, so Alan may have some really good questions for Sarah when she comes to talk next week about pure water. So, you guys need to find a new president because the one you have doesn't do a very good job. I had my introduction to Allegra Williams and it's sitting on the dinner table at home right now. And I thought, well, I can just look on my phone for the email that was sent to me with her bio on it, and my phone's on the dinner table. So Allegra, so CityServe, the Tri-Valley, is one of the 3 big community service organizations that back when federal funding dried up about a year ago, the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore gave each of those a large grant. CityServe got about $30,000 from people like you and me who donate to the Rotarian Foundation. Sheila, you have something to say?
Well, I was just going to say I had the honor of meeting this young lady, and we helped with a project. They were collecting clothing and miscellaneous items, and they were keeping them at the barn to donate, and she coordinates all those events. She makes things happen for CityServe. I am so honored to know her, and she made it possible, actually, for all those things to be cleaned up and make it possible for getting more donations. So she's a mover and shaker in this organization.
All right.
I want to thank you. I want to thank Sheila, because a lot of our clients, we work with a lot of hoarders throughout the Tri-Valley, quite serious situations, and Sheila has shown up with large disposal containers so that CityServe and volunteers can go through, clear that space, and make it a healthy living environment once more.
Okay, well, once again, since I don't have a real introductory paragraph with it, let's welcome our speaker, Allegra.
Thank you so much, Joel. And I can very happily give my own introduction. I live and work in Livermore, so walking into a room such as this and seeing not one, but 2, but many neighbors warms my heart. This is a beautiful community that we are a part of, so thank you very much for what you all do. You are making a grand impact in our community. Again, my name is Allegra Williams, Director of Community Partnerships at CityServe of the Tri-Valley. My brilliant coworker, Margaret Ann Fortner, sitting over here to my right, is joining us this evening and will answer all questions. Margaret Ann is brilliant. I told her I would. CityServe of the Tri-Valley is a safety net for our vulnerable residents through rapid crisis stabilization, wraparound support, and long-term connection. We are often going to be that first point of contact for someone experiencing crisis in our community. Whether it's our boots on the ground outreach team, or a single mother about to lose her home, an isolated senior facing a debilitating health or housing crisis. The most frequent phrase we hear when someone arrives at one of our brick and mortar offices, one in Pleasanton and one in Livermore, is, "I don't know what to do." We see often a loss of hope and connection for that individual or household. Here we have a journey of hope. From "I don't know what to do" to "I have hope again." We care, we coordinate, and we connect our participants with the resources and tools to stabilize, thrive, and really become self-reliant in our very special community. Here we have our service model. We care, we coordinate, we connect. What does that mean? We offer crisis and housing solutions We have immediate crisis intake, triage, stabilization, basic needs, that's going to be our food, housing, and emergency assistance. We coordinate stabilization and supportive services. This is our wraparound care coordination, and I'll show you our care wheel in a few moments. It's actually also on your tables. And then we connect for that long-term stabilization and community engagement. We all know that crisis is extremely isolating. I personally know this, and I could not do anything without my village. We want to respond quickly when the needs are very urgent. We work to build stronger pathways that help neighbors move forward towards prevention, stability, and independence. And here we have our immediate timely crisis stabilization. We want to assess the whole person. We want to really get to the root of the situation. Why did they walk in our office with a basic need? Why is food not on their table? And then we want to look at the long-term outcome. We really, when we work with someone, we really don't want them to be housed for 3 months. We want them to be housed forever. We are a two-way street. We work with people who need connection to these basic needs and resources and crisis support. This is our intervention to prevention. In addition to people whose basic needs are currently met. They might be in a live well, be well class, someone who is housed, and then their spouse might die, and their spouse was the one who was in charge of finances. And so we see often, especially now, we're working with a lot of seniors, individuals who are facing job loss, move from prevention to intervention and vice versa. We have 4 core program areas: crisis and housing solutions, stabilization services, life skills education and wellness, and community engagement. And here are those same services and programs as they fall under our 3 pillars of care, coordinate, and connect. Here we have our care wheel. We have up to 40 walk-ins per day in our Livermore and Pleasanton offices. Individuals and families walking in with basic needs, big and small. Our goal is to navigate, walk alongside, and really wrap community around everyone who comes through our doors. We have basic needs. We want to get to the root of the problem, like I mentioned, and we want to bring everyone to long-term stability, whether that's financial stability, physical stability, mental stability. Again, we are working towards that long-term sustainable solution as a systemic change. We do not do this work alone. We work with our entire community and collaborate each and every day with our network of over 141 partners to help our clients through crisis intervention all the way to prevention. We work closely with LPD, the ARU team in Pleasanton, all school districts in the Tri-Valley, Open Heart Kitchen, Tri-Valley Haven, just to name a few. Our volunteers, who we could not do any of this without, are creating lasting impact in our community and truly are the backbone of our organization. At your tables, you'll see some flyers. I would like to highlight some very specific needs that we have for our organization right now. As I mentioned, our senior clients are our fastest growing clients. We actually are seeing that isolation directly is leading to homelessness, and so this is an area that we are working diligently on in terms of prevention. You'll see a flyer there for our ride care program. There's two versions of it, one's small and on a postcard, one's a little larger with a QR code. This is not only a wellness check for that individual, but it is a lifeline for them to medical appointments, pharmacy appointments. It might be their one social interaction in a whole week. So it is really vital that we're connecting those seniors to the resources and their doctor medical appointments and their pharmacy pickups and groceries, of course, as well. We also have a flyer there for our Super Tuesdays. We host weekly meals every Tuesday in our Livermore office. If you're interested in bringing a meal or just coming and serving or just coming and observing, we would welcome that as well. This is really a moment for our unhoused and low income as well residents to come in for a warm meal and a moment for community. You'll see a Pleasanton pop-up flyer on the tables. If you're interested in working at a new pop-up, this is something we have just started as a pilot program. We're seeing that folks are really in need of showers, especially as resources are needed in Pleasanton. So we're connecting individuals to clothing items, toiletry items, showers, and dignity. When they walk out of that shower, they are ready to face long-term solutions, which is quite magical to witness. You'll also see our impact report. These are numbers on a page. I would like to note that we get to know our clients very well at CityServe. For me, living and working in Livermore is beautiful and also, in my line of work, occasionally painful. When I pick up my girls at Junction, I often see those same families in our office with dire need. And of course, we step back, provide dignity, and do not interfere, of course, but it is something that is, I actually do not have words to describe, except that I do feel humbled every day in my line of work. Some of these numbers are important. I'd like to point out the 88 housed individuals, actually I believe it's households on that page. This is important. We celebrate this number. We ring the bells. We shout from the hilltops. This is very exciting for us. We often forget to celebrate the 4,000 individuals who we prevented from becoming homeless that year. I would like to give a very specific shout out to Trex with Buena Vista Tree Service. When I saw him here this evening, I did ask his permission, if I could say this, by the way. Approximately a year ago, one of our senior clients was on the verge of losing her home insurance. Her very large 3 oak trees were in a pathway near a school zone. She was getting notifications from the city. The trees were massive, absolutely out of control and very dangerous. She was about to lose her home insurance, and we can all see where that domino effect would have led. She has a disabled son and did not have the funds to trim these very large oak trees. And I just happened to meet Trex, I don't remember where, But we were able to connect, and I explained the situation to him, and he came and provided thousands of dollars of work for this senior individual and her son, who are housed today because of trucks. The list really goes on, and the stories go on. I get emotional when I talk about some of these stories. I try very hard not to, but I would invite all of you, any of you, in for a tour of our offices. It is one of my favorite parts of my job when I get to show folks around our offices. It's very important to see how our community comes together. And I could actually talk on volunteers all day, but I won't. I would like to thank you, because the power of our collective community working together is great. As Joel mentioned, we were very fortunate to receive a generous donation from you and the Rotarian Foundation of Livermore back in January in the wake of the SNAP benefits being frozen in November. You quite literally ensured the connection and access to getting food onto our neighbors' tables and the resources within our community. Without overlapping services with our fellow nonprofits, rather, we are meticulously working together with them to ensure that no family has to choose between dinner on the table and a coat on their 5-year-old's back. Thank you from all of us at CityServe of the Tri-Valley, and thank you for being a vital part of this very special community. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Allegra here?
I hope so. It's my favorite part.
I have one. So I was listening to Kathy Quayle say somebody had a gift card and they weren't going to use it. Oftentimes I'm in the grocery line and I could buy a $25 Safeway gift card, and I'm assuming we can just drop those off. But are there specific places that you would prefer that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We prefer affordable places, grocery outlet, the Dollar Tree. Margaret Ann.
Yeah, grocery outlet and Dollar Tree probably in Livermore are the best. Safeway, the prices are pretty high. Lucky's is a little bit lower, but not too much. But grocery outlet probably is the best.
And they sell
option.
gift cards? They have gift cards at grocery?
Yeah,
Okay.
they do have gift cards.
And we're seeing right now, of course, the price of groceries and the price of gas directly impacting our families. So we're working very closely with the school district to ensure that those families are cared for.
With gas, sometimes we'll give people Safeway gift cards for gas. We'll also give Costco gift cards because they can just go use it as a pump, and it's a little bit cheaper.
Glenn?
Thank you for a really interesting talk, and I would like to understand a little bit better some of the material that you showed.
Absolutely.
Can I ask you to scroll back about 5 or 6 view graphs? It was called the Care Wheel.
Yes.
And just do there, that's the one. Could you just, I can read 4 of the 6, but the 2 pie slices up at the top, could you say what's in those?
Right, so I wanted to, I hope you have one at your table as well. I was concerned about this slide. We have basic needs, and this is developed by CityServe, our CEO Christine Beach-Bomani and Margaret Ann. Basic needs, and this includes food. So we have food, shelter, clothing, shoes, auto repair, bus passes, utilities, rental assistance, emergency services, legal support, vital documents, etc. The majority of our clients walking in, it has taken them perhaps months to even be able to walk into our offices. It is a very humbling experience to be in crisis. When we do have folks walk in with basic needs, we want to provide them with dignity. And so Margaret Ann and her team have done a marvelous job at making sure that everyone's story is heard, because the individual needs are going to be very unique and very individualized. There's not one case that is similar to the next, as I'm sure Margaret Ann could speak on for.
You're doing great.
Oh, thank you, Margaret Ann. We have community. We all know how important community is. Support groups, services for families, of course, veterans, disabled, single mothers, parents. We work diligently on family reunification. Homelessness can often be can directly result in losing contact with one's family. So this is something that our care coordinators are also working on. Is that sufficient?
So hi, I'm Paul Spence. I work with the City of Livermore.
Hello, Paul.
We work with you very
Thank you.
actively, and I know what an amazing job you do. Could you talk a little bit more about how you help fragile homeless, particularly in the winter, with hotel
Absolutely.
stays?
We have it's a hotel crisis program, and Margaret Ann has worked diligently on making sure that those, like you said, the fragile homeless are not on the streets. We prioritize single mothers, and we prioritize medically fragile seniors for those overnight stays. And it's actually really important, I need to add, that is not the solution. We use that as a jumping pad. We want people's bodies to feel well. We want their stomachs to be filled. I personally cannot sit at my desk if my stomach is growling. We need to make sure that those basic needs are met before they can work on their long-term stability. I hope that answers that question. Hello.
Hi, I'm looking at community here, and what caught my eye is where it says youth, 18 to 24. I find that interesting. Usually when kids are 18, that's the end. Very rarely, especially like kids go up to age 21. So can you give a little information about services for youth 18 to 24?
It's quite different from services when children come in with their parents. Those are youth who are disconnected from family. So it's we treat them not as minors, we treat them as adults. So that's why we have differentiated that.
I'm going to tap in on that. So foster youth in our county get served with a little bit of an extra higher level of care, because if foster youth are not given the resources, they will end up being homeless in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and it just creates a domino effect. So if we can prevent enough of that by getting them stabilized and building a community around them, it's really going to help them move forward and come out of that. We've actually seen some families like move out of that came in. We had a mom with who had a baby literally 2 days before. She was in our hotel program. She ended up getting discharged from the hospital with her baby, without her baby. Baby went into foster care. Mom was a foster child, and she was, I think, 19 at the time. And so she ended up getting, because of working with a care coordinator, she was referred to a program that actually let her keep her child, and she had a place to live. So she's now, a year and a half later, now taking care of her child and has a safe place to be while she's rebuilding her life. So like her next phase will be, okay, now we need to get you into your own apartment. But she's actually got shelter, she's got someone that's taking care of her, and that is not a CityServe program, that's a county program that we found. And so a lot of times, you know, the work that we're doing, it's not just CityServe doing it. I don't know how many times I call Roland and say, hey, can we partner on something? So, and we do that with each other and say, how can we, you know, help each other? So it really makes a difference, and if we can prevent some of those issues for these young kids and get them moving forward on a great trajectory, it's going to change their life later on.
So, and I'm just going to add to that again, Margaret Ann, because we recently, actually Christine and Margaret Ann have recently done a study on our clients, and it was a survey, and 80% of them noted that they had childhood trauma. So what does that tell us? That tells us that we need to host summer programs for our families. So we actually have hosted 2 summer programs for our clients who we all know how expensive summer programs are. And so to offer these free summer camps for our families and the youth of our families is marvelous. We have been having food donated and the community coming in and the kids are having fun. And these are programs that they would otherwise not have. Yes, Sheila.
I want to make a quick testimonial, I guess. I have a nephew whose mother died when he was 15. And he took it extremely hard, ran away from home, ended up on the street for 15 years, till he was 30. The family tried every way they could to help him, but he was drinking, not drugs, but drinking. Anyway, he got assaulted, beat within an inch of his life, ended up in the hospital, and CityServe came to that hospital room and gave him some materials and said that they could find a place for him to stay. And they walked him through the whole process. They found a place for him to stay for a week. They got him counseling. He's been now, I guess it's been about 8, 9, 10, maybe almost 10 years. He has a full-time job. They trained him as a baker. He loves his job. He has his own apartment. He is an upstanding citizen of the community, where 15 years ago he was living under a bridge in Pleasanton. And it's because of what they do that really makes a difference. And the family can't help, because the families, you try and then it just doesn't work.
Sometimes you're just too close.
And we're too, yeah, and you're too close, and you don't have the tools, and CityServe has the tools to keep them on the straight and narrow. So I want to thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Allegra, for what you're doing. Just on personal note, Allegra and I live in the same small community of 60 houses, and I am very happy to see that you find the time to be in the pool with your husband and your daughters and work on your garden. And I know how hard it is that you have during the day, and happy to see you smiling and doing what you're doing. My question is more on the educational part. In order for these people that going via the process not to go back into the process, what is on the educational part that you're doing in order for them not to be in this cycle again?
So thank you, because this brings up a marvelous point. When we talk about long-term stability, we are seeing that financial stability and financial understanding is honestly the lowest of their concerns in crisis. So we've partnered with multiple financial institutions who come in and teach financial literacy classes. This is something that has been a game changer for our clients who have never opened a bank account, or who maybe have not had a bank account in the past 10 years. And so now we're developing workshops, not just classes, but actual one-on-one workshops with a banker, as opposed to sitting in a class. Maybe you're not comfortable sharing all of your information. So then also they can have that one-on-one attention from a banker. Of course, we do host our Live Well, Be Well classes as well. I am a type 1 diabetic. If I did not receive the education that I need to thrive as an individual, I could not live. We are working on medical curriculum. We're working on even exercise curriculum for those seniors who are quite literally unstable in their lives, and we're working on their physical strength as well. Because once that hip breaks, it can absolutely lead to homelessness.
Last question?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate what you're doing for the community, what CityServe is doing for the community. And also, my daughter has type 1 diabetes. So thank you for sharing that. It's important for people to be aware.
It's education.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And education is very important. They wouldn't let you leave the hospital as a parent without a few days of education. And so, but my question is actually related to finding people in fragile situations. And I'm curious what the best, I understand people come in on their own, but I used to work in a part of Livermore where there was several homeless people, and at one point found someone staying outside our building who was in crisis, actually knew about the hotel service component, but I couldn't somehow connect them to anything. So in the end, I did the thing that was my last choice, which was to call the non-emergency number of the police to get them to come and do an assessment. But I was just curious, if you see someone in your community who is fragile and struggling and you want to connect them to those services and they can't necessarily do it themselves, and you can't, maybe you don't have the relationship to necessarily do it, how would you do that?
The good news is we work very closely with the PDs. I did not put out on your tables our need help cards, which have the addresses for both of our offices, but I do believe I have them at my seat, so I will make those available. I would suggest always safety first. When I hop out and hand someone a flyer, sometimes my husband will say, "Oh, can I do that for you?" It really depends on the situation. Please make sure you're safe. And make sure that oftentimes someone will say, "Oh, I know CityServe, they didn't help," or maybe, and it's actually quite situational in terms of accountability and making sure that that person comes to their care sessions, right? We can say, "Come to our office as much as we can," and I see Margaret Ann here.
I'm going to add,
yeah.
We have a wonderful street outreach team.
Yes.
So we have a street outreach team that has zones in every city that we work in, Livermore, Pleasanton, and Dublin.
Margaret Ann has a map.
I have a map, a digital.
A giant map.
I have a digital map. It's great. So we have outreach zones in Livermore, Pleasanton, and Dublin. I have a street outreach team that goes out every single week to all of the zones, and we check on people and start building relationships with them. Some are apprehensive to receive care, and so I would encourage you to email us at connect@cityservecares.org if you see someone with the location and a description of what you see in the time of day, and then we can send our outreach team out. You can also just say, "Hey, I talked to them and this is what they're facing and this is their name," and sometimes we've already connected with them. We can't share back what we know about them with you, but we will definitely try to make a connection with them. The other thing, we also do home visits to seniors, so we will, if there's a senior in your life that is struggling, maybe you have a neighbor that you see them declining and you want to try to get them help. We do care coordination with those seniors as well, and we'll go to the home and just help them assess, what's happening. We work very closely with the city of Livermore on a lot of hoarding issues, as well as Pleasanton and Dublin, and so, but we just want to go out and connect with people, even if they're not coming to our office.
And everything we do is absolutely relational. So what Margaret Ann was saying was just making contact with that person is vital and key. Handing them a need help card. We've heard that someone has received a need help card and it changed their life. So these cards I keep them actually in my glove compartment. Sometimes I hand them out to the same person more than once. And oftentimes they just see the address. They need to know that we're on Pacific Avenue. And sometimes that's enough. In fact, even I believe the mayor has our cards when he sees someone in need of help. So it's something that we take pride in when we hand out these need help cards.
Thank you very much. Let's thank our speaker again. Thank you, Allegra. Thank you, Margaret. In appreciation for your presentation tonight, we'd like to give you a little donation to CityServe. And another thing we do here is we delve out and make some really nice wines. And here's one for our speaker of the evening. Thank you so much. You.
All right.
Okay. All right. So remember, next week we're hearing from Sarah Palmer about cool, clear water, and we will see you all then. Thank you so much for coming.